I've got to say, I'm back in that.
Was that about 20 steps?
It's mass hysteria. There's only two of us, how mass can that be?
Something had been caught on our locked-off night vision camera. We had caught something
They're
very
the ones
similar
I
on
like.
another location. In the short time we spent trying to communicate with any spirits, we had caught on camera 3 orbs, which is said to be the first manifestation of a ghost. This particular orb seems to flicker, which is thought to be fluctuations of energy through the sphere.
Shit.
Feeling brave,
Yeah, we've got the lights on now with the camera. These people won't be here later.
They will. You all will. You're not getting away from it. At one bit, nobody is.
Hello then everyone and welcome to the video. My name's SerenitySoloREACTS and here we are with Most Haunted episode 10, which is officially episode 9, but I put the pilot first instead of episode 16. Does that make sense? Probably not, but there it is. So, yes, I am enjoying this. I am watching this as entertainment. I do know the controversy surrounding it, what a lot of people are saying, but I like the team and I think Derek is a fantastic storyteller. I don't know how he makes up these stories at the top of his head, but he does, and he's good at it, so he missed his calling there. Could have been an author. So yes, these will be coming to the, well, as far as I can take them before they start getting blocked in more countries. The copyright owners that only block it in America only own it up until series 14, I think, and then it moves over to Karl and Yvette, and I don't know how they're going to take having me uploading it on YouTube, so I don't know how far it's going to go, I'm afraid. But if you have subscribed or followed to me so far, thank you very much. You are really helping me out, you're helping the channel out, you're helping my mental health out, you honestly are. And if you're one of my Patreon members, or Buy Me a Coffee members, I keep forgetting to add those in, they are relatively new. These members get exclusive shows and all the YouTube and Daily Motion shows ad-free and uncensored, as well as early access of at least a month as well. And it is you that brings the content to me to allow me to bring the content straight back to you. Thank you all ever so much. I love you lots no matter what tier you are. So with that, let's get into the next episode.
What is he looking for? I'm dead.
What was that? In the haunted woods is a haunted house, but this is no fairy tale.
In the haunted house is a haunted chair. In the haunted chair, it's where the what we call scallywags live. An old cartoon. But yeah, I still think he's a good storyteller. I do like the history of the place as well. And they don't put demons like every other
welcome to Most Haunted.
paranormal show
The woods
do.
around me are just one of the settings for the dramatic story of this week's location. Witchcraft, murder, robbery and human sacrifice are just a few of the things that are alleged to have happened here.
Sorry if my microphone sounded a bit weird there. I had it covered up a little bit.
This week, we're on the Essex coast, investigating one of the county's most infamous properties. And by spending 24 hours, we're hoping to uncover the truth behind the legend of Treasure Holt.
There's been a building on this remote site since the 1100s. It's been a haven for smugglers, an inn of disrepute, a hiding place for the king supporters, and the scene of satanic rituals. There are supposed to be several ghosts here that have been seen on many occasions. Will the Most Haunted team come face to face with any of them?
Probably
Now,
get a few
who's going to be
orbs.
willing to spend 24 hours in one of Britain's most haunted locations? I hunted around, I rung a few people, and of course we came up with the usual crew, the happy crew. There's Mark smiling. They all seem very happy
They
now,
don't really
don't
say
they?
much to Stuart,
Yeah,
do
you
they?
do. When the lights go off, it's a totally different story.
Especially for Marcel.
When we moved in, it was a very bad winter. We slept in the back bedroom. The kids was in the front bedroom in sleeping bags. And one night, my wife woke me and she said, quickly, a girl is sleepwalking. So I jumped out of bed and ran into the room, and we'd seen this young girl walk across the room. But when I got in the room, the young girl was gone, but my daughter was still in her sleeping bag. And that's the first time we see anything at all.
Some people make it their business to try and catch evidence of ghosts, and one of those people, of course, is Jason Karl, who's a parapsychologist. Now, what do you think about the story connected with Treasure Holt?
Well, it is,
as you said, that's what you're there for.
And it's a very interesting story. It's a fantastical account of alleged happenings here. I think what's important here is that we concentrate on the actual sightings that have happened in the last 10, 20 years, where the current owners have seen themselves. I think those are the important aspects, and perhaps ignore certain aspects of the story itself.
OK, so not to get too carried away with
exactly.
the whole thing. One of the things that was supposed to happen here, of course, was black magic. Do you think that's true or not?
Well, you use the term black magic. Again, the story uses the terms Satanism and devil worship. Basically, it might boil down to witchcraft, which is a pre-Christian religion, the pagan religions, where people worship the earth and they used to dance around fires, as it says in the story. If that kind of worship or devoted thought happened on this land, then that might be a reason that psychics pick up emanations, because that devoted thought can leave supposedly a psychic imprint, and that's what psychics pick up on. So if you believe in that, then that could be why people have had unusual feelings here and feelings of presence.
Now, obviously, it's not just the house. We've already mentioned that, of course, it's the surrounding areas as well.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about tonight? What are you expecting to happen tonight with all of us?
There have been reported sightings both on the track that leads from the main house down to the main road, and also in this area and the lawns that are beyond, of two cavaliers, or a cavalier and a roundhead rather, fighting a duel, and the phantom monk of Simon, as the book says. But the monk ghost, and I was talking to the owner earlier on, he's seen it, but as he said, who's to say it's a monk? It was just a black figure, possibly robed, but he's associated with the monk legend. Now, obviously, he's seen something. Whether it's a monk or not, we don't know. Maybe we'll know tomorrow.
Now, lots of people have seen things here and heard things. Now, is our psychic medium, Derek Akora, going to pick any of those things up? We'll find out when he arrives tonight.
I was going to say, did I curse it by saying they don't mention demons? I thought they were going to bring demons up there.
The ghosts that I've seen don't even know you're there, I don't think. They just go about their business. I mean,
Residual?
I front to front with a cavalier on the stairs, and he just took no notice. I did say, you know, whatever, and but he just vanished. He just faded slowly, but they take no notice. I was sitting downstairs with the wife late on Boxing Night. We was both reading. She had the cat on the arm of the chair. And there was a whooshing sound down the side of the house. We took no notice, thought mini tornado, went out, had a look, there was nothing. It was very still. We went back in and there was another whooshing sound a short while later, and the kids come running down from upstairs and they said, we heard shots. So, well, no, it wasn't shots, it was just a whooshing sound. And when we looked at the cat on the arm, it was standing up, growling like a dog with all its hair on end. And then the kids said, quick, look at the window. And when we looked at the window, Uncle Percy was standing there. He vanished up the stairs in the doorway that he put in, because he used to use that doorway when he come back from the pub and didn't disturb nobody. So, it was all covered over up the stairs. We've pulled it all down since, and there is a frame of a doorway that's all been blocked in.
I wouldn't call a mini tornado nothing.
Over one Sunday, and we got up to make some sandwiches and left our friend in the front room. Suddenly he called out and he said, quick, come in here. And we run in to see what had happened, and he said, there's a big grey bloke just walked across there and vanished up the stairs. You know, and we just said, oh, we'll have another drink and, you know, we'll have a look at it later.
That'll cure it,
anyway,
yeah.
I told the local historian who put it in the local paper, and a couple of nights afterwards, we got a phone call from a woman who lived over in Constable country, and she said that was my Uncle Percy.
I do. What is?
I said, really? She said, yeah, a big tall fella, she said, grey suit, red beard. Well, we hadn't put red beard in the paper, so it was obviously her Uncle Percy, because he did have a red beard, but we never mentioned it. Normally about Christmas he comes, but I don't know. You know, there is no time, you can't say it happens here, it happens there. It just happens. So whether it happens tonight or not, I don't know.
That's just Santa forgetting to dye his beard.
Lots of things have happened in this particular room. For instance, in 1910, some human bones were found right here under these floorboards. Now, the ghost of Uncle Percy has been seen on many occasions, and he actually appears at this window. Then he walks through this room and goes up these stairs.
I like that they
now,
like
the
that
strange thing
in.
is, we've done a little bit of research and we found out that there was a gentleman called Percy Haywood, and he lived here in 1917. If you look at these two windows here, you'll see that they're a lot lower than the first window. And my thinking is that maybe that first window was a door. Now, of course, every house has its own cavalier. And Charlie has got his. And apparently, he lives at the top of the stairs. If you hear a scream, will you come running?
Lock it. Lock the door. Won't do that to Yvette.
This is certainly a very higgledy-piggledy house. Now then, in this room, a lady wearing a crinoline dress has been seen many, many times walking through here. Now, very recently, somebody actually took a photograph of the outside of the house. When they had the photograph developed, they actually saw the outline of a person staring out of this very window.
Have you got it? Oh. Kind of, but pareidolia, maybe?
Jason, tell me the ghost story connected with Treasure Holt.
Well, there are lots of different ghosts connected here, but probably the main ones are the story of the landlord and the landlady who used to run the inn here when the building was an inn. And they used to entice wealthy travellers to spend the night there by plying them with drink and food and putting them in a bedroom and murdering them for their wares. And they disposed of the bodies by chucking them down a trapdoor and into a well beneath. Now, that's probably just a fantastical story, but there may be a seed of truth in it because there have been some bones unearthed within the house and within the grounds.
Isn't that like the other one where they
it's a grim one.
knocked her into the chip
where
pad,
we're actually walking down now, this driveway, there's a story connected with a monk. Now, the monk is supposed to have come to Treasure Holt when it was an inn to try and stop the innkeepers from doing their evil deeds, if you like, and he somehow got involved with them and sort of fell from grace.
Really?
And his ghost is supposed to haunt this driveway we've been walking, where he actually died himself. Now, interestingly, this is a legend, it's a story in the book, but it was seen 3 weeks ago by Charlie, and he saw a black figure, which he perceives as this monk, coming out just near the building, across the driveway and passing off and vanishing into the fields. And he didn't believe in it until he actually saw it. And I was talking to him earlier on, and he's quite convinced that he saw something. Now, whether it was the monk or whether it was just a black robe figure is unknown, but he did see it, so we may be meeting him later.
This is all very frightening, actually, and then you've got the connections with witchcraft and sacrificial, I don't know.
You've got those tales again. There may have been witchcraft practiced here. I mean, we're in the middle of the countryside. In times past, the religion that people followed was paganism, or they were called heathens, and that basically means people of the heath, people in the countryside.
I thought it meant people who don't believe in God.
See, you're freaking me out already.
And, well, you know, that kind of story to do with sacrifice is a pretty horrific story, but it's probably not true. There may be some truth in the fact of people dancing around fires.
You know what religious people call atheists? Heathens.
You know, that's probably as far as it goes.
Have you ever, in your research, spent some time in a supposed haunted wood?
No, not in the woods.
Are you happy to do that?
Yes, absolutely. Are you?
Yeah.
You are now?
I'm feeling brave,
Yeah, we've got the lights on now with the camera.
Yeah,
These people won't be here later.
They will. You all will. You're not getting away from it. And one bit, nobody is. We're all in it together.
See?
No one is leaving me on my own.
What I like about this...
No, I'm not. Don't even mention that.
I think that's a good idea.
I'm not doing it on my own. I am not doing it on my... God, Bennett.
I do love the comedic elements in this as well.
To help with our investigation of Treasure
Lightens it
Holt,
up a little bit.
Jason was setting up a motion detector to hopefully capture the movements of the ghost of the crinoline lady.
Basically, this is a very simple laser device, a bit like a burglar alarm, and I had our rigger Stuart design this and set it up for me.
Bloody hell,
you can't
it's
see
good.
with the naked eye, but there is a laser beam firing from this device to this device. Now, if I put the smoke machine
Will
on,
that hurt you?
you can see it a bit clearer. And what I'm going to do is set this up in this room, and if anything crosses the beam...
No, it won't.
You heard that sound there.
Right, his hand to be chopped off.
We'll come up and investigate. Now, we're going to seal the room off so we can be sure that no humans have come in here. If a cat got in, there are several cats here, this is too high. The cats wouldn't be able to sort of break the beam, if you like. Now, the reason I've chosen this room in particular is because the crinoline lady ghost has been reportedly sighted here twice, moving across the room. And also, earlier on, when the crew was setting up outside from the garden, one of them looked up into the window here and saw something move across the room. Now, we're not saying that's a ghost, but the description of the clothing this figure had didn't match any of the crew members or anybody in Treasure Holt at the time. So if there's anything in this room, this device will catch it.
It'd be open to the public though, won't it? Could it have been someone that didn't know was there?
Derek Okora, our spiritualist medium, had arrived. As always, the location was a complete mystery to Derek. So what will he make of Treasure Holt and its past?
I was trying to point out I am a true believer.
House, a very old property, and
just
with
a
it being an old
controversy.
house, I'm expecting to pick up maybe activity. They may not be. They may be quiet and want to stay in the background.
Put my skeptic hat on.
I'm looking forward to going to the woods because we've looked at buildings before inside. I think looking at an exterior is going to be more exciting. There's more potential for things to happen because of a much bigger space. Having said that, there's a lot of natural things that can happen too, so I'm going to be very aware that it might be down to natural causes.
Well, I'm actually afraid of going into the woods, you know, I'm afraid of the dark, and I think if I would go out there, I know, you know, something might just be out there that would scare me a lot.
I'm afraid of who's in the dark, not the dark itself.
Actually see something physically. We've not seen anything like that on any of the other locations yet, and that's what I want to see. We've seen plenty of orbs, but I actually want to see something like a ghost or an apparition.
So do we all. Seen many orbs.
I've got a reputation now for being quite hysterical, and what I want to do is to stick it out all night, be completely rational and objective, not freak out, and prove every one of the crew wrong.
I'll give her 20 minutes.
It was time to show Derek around, and we were all keen to discover what he would make of the house with its many ghostly occupants.
Yes, and as we actually come into this large room, lounge, what have you, Yvette, psychically, I'm getting these feelings of like pulling me sideways, backwards, and forward. And that, I feel, is all attributed to, as we're in this atmosphere now in this lounge, we could be in 5 different time zones, because, oh God, look at that.
What?
Oh, look at this. What? Oh, I'm sorry. Can I say, talking to you, my view over...
Yeah, Yvette can't see a thing.
Is I'm seeing a monk. A monk? Let's get a bit closer.
I wish I could see it.
I hope you can.
wish I
Let's
could
see.
see it.
I'm just
If she
mentally
did, she'd
asking
leg
Willie
it.
talk. He seems to be very, very keen to be looking in our direction. But, yes. Okay. Now, this doesn't belong to him. This building does not belong to him. Who is he, Sam? Yes. Simon. He gives the name Simon.
Is that the monk's name?
The monk. The monk. And, oh, he's dishonest.
Is this not the
He used
monk
to
who
come
tried
here.
to stop them doing their
He
wicked
come here.
deeds?
He travelled.
Well, the 2 monks?
Come to an inn.
Let me find out. As he showed himself, he was holding something like this, you see. And inside was gold. He took them, he pilfered, he stole from the monastery. It was the monastery.
Which monastery is he from?
Hold on. It's a monastery nearby, a monastery. And there's tunnels linked with this here. There's a tunnel. He used to come to the tunnel.
You'd expect
He
them
perished
to
in
be
the tunnel.
with the age of
There's
a
a tunnel
place.
here
There's
somewhere.
tunnels on these grounds here. There's a tunnel, and it's blocked off. But this monk, Simon, used to go down into the tunnel. There's a cavalier. There's a man here. There's a cavalier by the chair. I feel there's some kind of connection. And the monk, you see, as he shown himself, he then disappeared and off he went. So he didn't want the cavalier to see him.
Are they from the same time?
Same time, yes. He
I'm
didn't
going to
want
say different
this
time
cavalier
zones,
to see
but
him.
obviously not.
There's 2 people here. It's a man and a woman. A man and a woman. And they're calling Simon. They're calling him. Now, this is... I'm going into residual time and energy with this. And they're talking. Thank you, Sam. They're allowing me to listen to a conversation. He's given them this stuff. He's given them... it looks like this box or something that he's got. Contains jewellery, money, gold. And he's given them. And it's like as if they're patting him on the shoulder, well done. And it's a man and a woman that run an establishment. You know, there's deaths on this site. there was deaths going way back here, caused by the man and woman. These were people that used to travel to this inn, here, close by, to these grounds. And this man and woman who run this inn used to ply them with drink and food, and when they got tired, they would go asleep, they'd be encouraged to go to sleep. And whilst they were asleep, these two bad ones, the woman used to go in, not the man, the woman used to go in and take parts of their money, their wealth, and then come out. And then they'd wake and they'd feel as if the money, some money's gone. Some money is gone. And they'd make some kind of excuse or something, and they were okay. They were the ones who lived. Thank you, Sam. They were the ones who lived. They were lucky. What happened? What happened, Sam? The ones... There was 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6 or people woke up and caught these people, and they were bludgeoned to death. He hit them with a big stave on
the
the
moral of the
head
story is pretend to be asleep.
and took the bodies away. What were they? What were they? They were merchants.
While you're getting all this information, which is quite specific, you're getting a lot of information for the monk.
Yes.
Do you have any other information of where he's from, or his surname, or what
I know
order?
he's linked with the monastery, and what he's done.
Monastery?
I don't know. I can't tell
It's
you
just
that.
I can't check the information without something specific.
Okay. But it's to do with this place here.
Are you being led anywhere else? Because we're just staying in this one room.
Yes.
I think it'd be good for you to have a good old look round.
Yes.
Yeah, you've got like 25 minutes.
The history of Treasure Holt was slowly being unravelled. It was slightly unnerving to know that so much had happened in this strange, crooked house, and we knew there was more.
I get a young lady, comes here, and your hair is lovely and blonde and light. Her hair was even a lighter tone, and I'm getting the essence of her up here. But again, this is residual, and I'm just trying to work out time scale with this lady, because she's got the beautiful long dress that's out here somewhere, whatever they term that sort of dress. Who? Is that him shouting?
Who?
Okay. Is he going to be... Where is he going to be?
Which one?
Downstairs. Okay.
Derek was aware of hearing a man's voice calling to him from downstairs. We were all a little surprised to discover, according to Derek, it was the ghost of Percy. He's been seen on many occasions walking from one side of the house and through a wall where a door used to be. And he was now communicating to us through Derek.
Go to my bed. Where's that door? Where's the door? I know my door, and I can't see my door. Unusual red beard, isn't it?
I can't see it. Why is it unusual?
Yeah, another Liverpudlian ghost?
You can't see?
What's unusual about it?
Because it's bloody red, man. Tell me what happens here, man. There's red beard, me. Where am I?
Can't you tell him he's dead? Can't you tell him he's dead? I can't not tell him he's dead. Because he might get all aggressive with you.
Percy, do you know you are dead?
Who's dead?
You're dead.
I had a good love here. I had a good love here.
What do you mean you had a good love? You had a partner here, a wife or a girlfriend or something?
What are they whispering about?
On the building?
We've just got a battery that needs replacing. And I'm going to replace it.
He wouldn't know what a battery
parents
is.
don't last forever, they die.
On the camera.
Like you've died.
I'm not dead. Silly.
And I think he would have been a bit more stronger than silly.
Yeah, great. man. Big fella. Massive.
These ghosts are very pleasant. Barely swear, do they?
Very strong face. And a massive beard. And in a grey suit.
Can you find out what his surname is?
I'll ask, okay. He's not an angry man. He's not an angry man. He's a good man, actually. But he seems to be, I don't know, it's like as if he's trapped here. He's trapped. He knows no better. And yet, you know, with this man, it doesn't go back that far.
Can you answer me a question, Derek, now that you're back here?
Yeah.
When the spirit entity, as was just talking through you, and sort of temporarily possessing you, so to speak, he appeared to give lots of information quite freely and answer questions quite freely.
Did he? Yeah.
But nothing extremely specific that I could say, wow.
Jason, you know, I know we're always talking about this in discussions. We've got a thing called free will in this life. When we leave the physical body, whether we transcend and go truly into the realms of light, to the spirit world, or we stay close to this atmosphere, that free will seems to become even greater in the essence of this person's understanding would probably be checking you out if it wasn't you, and another parapsychologist, and would not be reading your mind, would understand and give you a hard time in not giving you.
Well, it doesn't give me a hard time. It just
Well, no,
means that I can't
this is the
prove
way
you're
they are.
correct.
Oh, right.
We're going to come to loggerheads again.
In that essence, I'm
Only came to
not going to
fisticuffs
change.
in the
I
last
can't
one.
change the atmosphere and the atmospheric feelings of when someone comes close like this. But from what I can gather, what's just been happening, I'd be greatly, greatly, greatly surprised, if not shocked, if this man hasn't been seen in this dwelling.
Shall we turn the lights off, everyone?
Well, done it quite
With the
earlier
lights
this
off in
time.
Treasure Holt, Derek felt drawn to go upstairs. Derek has a spirit guide called Sam. He's a spirit being who gives information to Derek from people who have departed from this world. Sam had more to reveal to Derek about the house.
All right, okay, that's better. 1500 and something. Something was taken away, and I feel it has something to. What's it got to do with, Sam? Something take away the monastery. Take away the monastery. And it was round that time. Oh, there's a lady. Another lady. Oh gosh. It belonged to that time. Look what she's shown me, a cross, and she's shown me rosary beads. Oh gosh, did she have a faith that she was a
Catholic, yeah.
What?
The times,
Countess?
the times
Countess
Catholics are being
what?
persecuted.
This lady who's here is a countess. Countess. And, oh, she had a faith under the Catholicism. And it's like as if she's shaking her head because people come here and they destroyed all her belief and her faith and damaged all her belongings and looted and took away a lot of her. Can anyone see her in the corner? Just here. This lady, as she's shown herself, she is a lovely soul. She just emanates goodness. And, you know, she would be in her late 40s, probably.
When they turned the lights out, I thought they were doing the
40s.
investigation.
She's so humble looking as well.
She's
And-
sat in that chair now?
Yes, she's there.
If I go over there, will I be able to feel her?
I should hope so. I hope
In other
so.
words, no.
Just take your time.
She must be very small because this is a child's chair.
She is small. You know, can I just say this to you now? As she's there, she hasn't budged one iota, and I can see her very, very clearly. And she knows that we're talking about it.
Does it
She
mean-
knows I'm, you know,
There was a
talking
child's
about
chair
it.
back then.
And, you know, she nodded her head there in a feeling of approval to me.
Could have
You
been an
know,
armchair,
yes,
another
that's correct,
poof.
although the words weren't coming to me. That's correct about me. but she was so hurt and upset when these ruthless barbarians came along and ransacked this home, this place where she was, and they destroyed all her things that had anything to do with her faith. And Sam keeps on calling her Countess, Countess, Countess.
Do you feel anything, Jason?
Absolutely nothing.
Well, whether you're feeling anything, Jason, the emanation of the love and everything is with that lady there.
Is he sat in her?
Budged. She wanted to make her self-known, and she's done it in a very, very, very in a quietude.
Jason, how inappropriate sitting
She's
inside the woman.
coming here in visitation, because she's certainly not residual stuff. It means that she helps the benevolence and the benign, friendly atmosphere that is here presently. Because some of the stuff that goes way back is not managed to stain too much or dishevel the atmosphere. In other words, the present occupiers would not feel under threat or anything like that because of her.
I do hope they get better cameras later on. Very whizzy.
While inside, Karl and Rick took the chance for a quick visit to the haunted woods. Although the whole crew would be walking there later, eager as ever, they couldn't wait to see if anything startling might happen.
How do you feel, Rick?
All right, just calm.
Beware the wildlife, though. Could snap a twig or something.
It's usually when you don't expect anything that... Now, apparently it was around here that the monk was seen, and just walked across the path right in front of you now. That was close. Did you hear that? That was close.
Didn't hear nothing.
I just keep hearing noises. It's over there.
I like it, it's the camera.
It's definitely behind me. You go first. I'm sorry, but there's something extremely odd. It's like... Do you see it? It's like screw. It's like rustling or something. Yeah, but it seems high up.
Did you say that?
Yeah. Shit. What?
Did you see anything?
No, I'm just... It wasn't that.
Mass hysteria.
There's two people.
It's mass hysteria.
There's only two of us. How mass can that be?
Exactly, that's what I
While the woods
thought.
proved scary, back inside the house, Derek had led us to another bedroom where the lady in the crinoline dress likes to walk. But was it her ghost that was making a lot of reported noises?
You say, just before we came into this room, that you were picking up the essence of a little boy.
A little boy.
Yeah.
And I feel that this little boy comes here. I'm not totally certain yet whether he is constantly here, but I'm getting visitation, and I feel at the times of the knocks and the bangs, the emanations would be caused by the little boy. He's not in any way a bad, evil child or anything. I feel as if he clings on to here with love.
Do you know who the little boy is?
His name's Michael, but people called him Mikey.
How old is he?
5.5, 6.
Oh, I think it's 6.
That's all. He wouldn't reach 7. I feel he had
Not psychic.
conditions to his physically broke out in this terrible rash, and it made his face and his glands here swell. High temperatures, and I saw someone stroking his head. That was
Typhoid?
a woman's hand, and a very high fever. He died with fever.
Scarlet fever.
It's a fever. It's a fever.
With
I
so
don't
many
know.
ghosts dwelling in a house with such a history,
typhoid like
Jason
that?
wanted to
First thing
try
that
a
came to head.
contact experiment with a few members of the crew.
Hey guys, what I want to do is another experiment that we haven't tried so far, and that is to hold what's maybe termed a seance or a sitting or a communication. And basically it's where we'll all sit around, hold hands, and we'll try and talk to any alleged spirit presences that are here. Now, I'm not a medium, so I've sat in on hundreds of seances. Nothing happens usually. I've seen a few things that may or may not be unusual. Probably nothing will happen, but we've got 2 experiments here set up on the table as well, which is the EMF meter and the temperature gauge. So if there's any fluctuations in the electromagnetic field or in the temperature in the room, we will register that. So what we'll do is we'll all hold hands. The reason we do that...
Oh, no, fashion seance. What the hell they're doing?
If you believe in that kind of thing. Link our fingers, yeah. And the ghosts or the spirits will use our energy collectively to cause any phenomena or manifest. That's the theory. So whatever happens, we must not lose.
So energy becomes like a big vortex.
So is everyone ready?
Yes. Like a typhoon.
We've got a candle here, not for effect. It's for a purpose. It's a focus. So what I want everyone to do is look at the candle just for a few moments and focus on it and try and clear your mind. Okay, we'll shut our eyes now.
You missed one.
If there is anybody there, give us a sign that you can hear me and understand me. If you can knock once for yes or twice for no. Is there anybody there?
Twice for no. If they can't knock, they can't say no.
I can feel like a breeze coming from that end of the room towards here. Can anyone else feel that?
Yeah.
On their hands?
I can feel it on the side of my face.
But was it there before, or is it just because I took my coat out? Watch.
Something.
Don't open your eyes, anybody. What did you feel?
I just felt something move my hair.
Well, if there is a presence,
the camera just went over the top though. That could have touched it.
Communicate with us or give us a sign. Thank you. We acknowledge your presence by giving us these signs. But can you give us something stronger? If you're causing this breeze that I'm feeling.
Orb on this camera.
Really? Where's it? Can you tell me where it went?
It came from behind Stuart and towards Bev.
Someone were walking around, a bit of dust.
Please, we really, really want to make contact with you.
I'm not a fan of orbs.
That breeze is now very, very strong.
It is, isn't it?
Very strong.
You feel it now?
Yeah,
I can feel it. It's getting stronger.
Oh, yes, it is.
Skinny ones, maybe. Not
if
those
you're still
ones.
in the room with us, thank you for giving us these signs, if that's what they are, with the temperature alterations and the touches. If you can do something greater and use our collective energy as a source and use the energy to manifest in any way you can do to come closer to us, please do that.
Somebody keeps tickling the top of my head. Who is it? Do it again. If there is somebody there, who is it?
Actually, I have to say your hair is standing up. There's a bit of your hair that's just pointed up.
Well,
It's
it
just
feels
like a
static
pyramid of
and it's
hair.
hot.
She could have ruffled it at some point.
Your hair is all standing up.
It wasn't like that before.
It's still there. Can you see?
Yeah.
I don't know, I'll have to look back in editing.
While we had our eyes shut.
It's so hot. The top of my head is hot.
Did you feel that?
Yes, I thought that was you breathing.
Oh my God.
It was a cold blast. Was it on your left
In my
hand?
face.
Well, no cameras back then, really. Were
Yes. It's like a
Blast of cold air.
Yeah.
I thought that was so strange. I thought it was something exhaling.
It's almost like someone's opened a freezer door and shut it again, and it's like happening infrequently.
That's
Is that
exactly what it's like.
Yeah. It really has gone a lot colder. Oh, it feels.
Orb again.
Colder. Again.
It came from Stuart and it's heading this way. And back. It's gone back exactly where it came from, back towards Stuart's knee.
So it's come over towards the camera and then
And it
come
went
back
back
towards
again.
us.
Yeah.
In the short time we spent trying to communicate with any spirits, we had caught on camera 3 orbs, which is said to be the first manifestation of a ghost. This particular orb seems to flicker, which is thought to be fluctuations of energy through the sphere.
Or dust
Apart
passing
from
through
these,
light.
everyone experienced a drop in temperature, but just how much?
We're just going to check the temperature gauge to see what the minimum and maximum was throughout that period. It started off at 17.4, which is what it was when we began the seance. I checked.
And it went up.
And it's gone up to 18.6.
I was freezing.
But it's interesting that it's gone up when we experienced it going down.
It was time to do battle with the cold and our fear, as we had to go into the woods.
See, I can
a lot
only
of
think
ghosts
that
have been
was...
seen wandering aimlessly around at night, and Charlie seemed a little nervous about us venturing out.
One person saying
I'm
it,
not going outside because it might be Uncle Percy getting the hump.
What do you mean you get the hump?
and
Well,
everyone
I
else
don't
feeling
know.
it because they said it.
What is he looking for?
A small group of us went out into the grounds of Treasure Holt. Jason, Marcel the makeup lady, Bev the director, and myself. This was the moment that Marcel wanted to prove to the rest of the crew that she could walk through some haunted woods without becoming hysterical.
20 steps.
This is where the sighting of the two cavaliers has happened, or the cavalier and the Roundhead fighting on the lawn. This is where it's meant to occur.
Remember, there's wildlife out here.
That's what I said earlier.
I've got to say, I'm back in that.
Was that about 20 steps?
That was the wildlife.
Come back with the torch!
Nice start, Marcel.
The pheasants taking off from the undergrowth had managed to cause Marcel to lose her sanity yet again. As we walked deeper into the woods, our laughter slowly died away and was replaced by unexpected fear. This wasn't so much fun anymore.
Well, it wasn't fun for Marcel.
Wait, what?
It's footsteps.
What did you say?
I can hear footsteps. No footsteps.
No, that was flapping over
No,
there.
it wasn't. I heard some footsteps. What was that? What was that behind you?
No, listen, everyone, listen
a whooshing
to me.
noise.
Listen to me. All stay together. If you get scared, don't run off. Stay together.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm petrified.
Did you hear that?
No.
Behind you?
No, I'm not looking either. Jason. It's all right. You're okay.
It's all right, Marcel.
Listen,
we're
don't
all
run
right
off.
here.
We're all together.
I'm not
here.
going
It's
to run
fine.
off. I'm not going to leave you. You should have more faith in me.
That's where I heard it from before. It's probably an animal, but it didn't sound it.
Please, can we go inside?
Do you want to walk back?
To be fair, you're supposed to be investigating,
No, that way.
not letting people check it out.
Back inside the house, in the room where the motion detector had been set up earlier, something had been caught on our locked-off night vision camera. We had caught something
They're
very
the ones
similar
I
on
like.
another location, Culzean Castle in Scotland. Could they be the beginnings
I
of
said
a
it there
ghost
too.
manifestation? We don't know. But what we can say is they will definitely cause a great deal of interest in the paranormal field.
See, it could be cobweb, could be threads, but I do like those ones better than the circular ones.
Well, the residual energy first took me when I come to the house, in the essence of I seem to be taken into, the way I describe it, into layers of pictures, if you like, of different times. And the unusual thing that's never happened to me before, and it could be because of the strength of the residual energy here, is that I was being walloped back into one, then pushed forward, not just like from one step to another. It was back.
Can people please stop wearing
way forward,
scratchy
then
coats?
back to a higher level, from the lowest, and then back. And my head was spinning. But it was worthwhile, and it was lovely to experience.
The seance experiment that we did was interesting. At the time, we all seemed to feel temperature variations, breezes, people touching our hair. Now, we had a temperature gauge there registering the temperature. It didn't register a drop, quite the opposite. It registered that the temperature went up.
Well, at times, it can be a very good vehicle, and provided that the seance is run in a disciplined way, you can get great results.
During the seance, it was noted that Yvette's hair had sort of somehow stuck up in the middle. Now, nobody noticed this at the beginning, and
There's
she
something
did
about
say
Mary.
she felt something touching
Well,
her
in this
hair.
case, there's
So it's
something about
interesting
Yvette.
to look at the tapes back before the seance started, and as we were sitting down to see if her hair was sticking up, or whether that was perhaps due down to something else that we can't explain at this point.
After last evening's investigation, I would pin it down 9 out of 10 to be activity brought about by one of the spirit people that were actually active in the home. And I've put it down, almost certain it could be our good friend Percy.
Treasure Holt is a fantastic story. It's a ridiculous story in a way. You've got every kind of ghost you could possibly think of here, and they've been massively embellished, I'm sure. There are probably some seeds of truth in it. But having said that, there are contemporary sightings, and those, I think, are what we need to remember. The monk, or an image which might be a monk, has been seen. A lady in a long dress has been seen, and also the cavalier.
The ghosts, the spirits that are here are
Bloody hell, it's a long that probably longer than mine.
A great deal to do with the building, so it was lovely to experience.
How many times do you get the chance to spend 24 hours in a haunted house, be involved in a séance, walk through haunted woods and watch a medium be in contact with the dead? Well, that's all in a night's work for most haunted. We shall see you on the next location. In the meantime, sleep tight.
I don't know if something's gonna come on. Is it? Right, couldn't Yvette's hair, when he was passing the cannon over the top of their heads, could it have been like...
I've just heard it again. Well, it's like footsteps, but not crunching on anything, like hard footsteps.
Couldn't it have been like something from the camera, like the battery or something, electricity coming up and causing static? Sign out. See, I'm not a debunker of anything like that or know much about the technical aspects of cameras and stuff. I mean, I know the work, obviously. I'm using one here. But could it have been, like I said, passing over your head, some kind of electromagnetic thing or something like that from the camera? And maybe she had hair lacquered on that. I don't know, pulled it up. I'm not a debunker, I don't know all these stuff about wrapping techniques and stuff like that. So I do watch some, I watch like Beardo Get Scared. But I like him, he's quite good. Not much happened in that episode at all. Got quite a few orbs that I wasn't really keen on, to be honest with you. It could be dust, easily dust. Like I say, the stringy one could be a cobweb or a small piece of thread or something like that that's just been picked up with the air current. We don't know if anyone had just moved about in that room or anything like that. If they hadn't, it was less likely to be a piece of thread, but it could have still been a cobweb, like a little spider web or something like that. But those ones do impress me a lot more than the little circular ones. I am enjoying this show. It doesn't get nowhere near the amount of watch time a show needs to be put on a Friday slot, but from next month this will be moving over to the Friday slot, and then it'll be running just once monthly until we get to the very end. I'm not sure. I was going to put the lives on YouTube. The thing is though, these shows are not getting watched, so I might put the lives up for Patreon members, but if the YouTube shows start getting watched, I might start putting the lives up on YouTube. I'll have to wait and see. I don't know yet. I was going to put the lives up to begin with. I'm not entirely sure now. I mean, it's going to be 3 hours to watch the live, because the first one's uncut. So 3 hours to watch the live. That's going to take a lot of rendering. And then YouTube. So I might just do it for Patreon members and buy me a coffee to begin with. I'm not entirely sure. If you want the lives, they won't be the full lives, it'll be the best of lives. And apart from the first one, which is a full live, let me know in the comments and I'll bring them. But I want quite a few because they are quite long. They may have to go up on 720p on Daily Motion for my American friends, just to try and get it in, try and fit it in there. So if you see any shows 720p on Daily Motion, let's cut it down from the 4GB limit. So with that, I want to thank everyone for watching. Sorry for going on a bit of a tangent there. I want to thank everyone for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, could I please ask you to consider doing so? Would really appreciate it. Follow on Daily Motion as well, I'd appreciate that too. If you have already, thank you ever so much. I love you lots. I honestly do. You're helping me out, you're helping the channel out, you're helping my mental health out. And to my Patreon members who do get ad-free and uncensored early access by at least a month on my Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee links pages. And also they should be on 8 exclusive shows now, going up to 12 later in the year. I will give a list of those shows further down the recording, because As of now, I haven't started recording the other shows yet. It's only November as I'm recording this. But it is my Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee members. It is you that brings the content to me. That allows me to bring the content straight back to you. Thank you all ever so much. I love you lots no matter what you are. I honestly do. Now, I am open to suggestions for shows. If you've got anything you want me to react to, I will do. I'm unsure whether I'm bringing Ghost Towns here or I'll just put that one up for Patreon members. I might put that up as a time limited. Not entirely sure. But with that, I shall sign out and move on to the next one and hope to see you there. Goodbye.